Good morning. Good, good afternoon, family. It's afternoon. Today is a day that the Most High has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. Today, my spirit, it's been really stirring on me about wolves in sheep clothing. We're in divine timing. Know that we have wolves among us, pretending to be us. Pay attention to the details. Pay, pay attention to the details. That's very important. Remember, Judas was at the table of the Last Supper. He was with them the entire time. We know that the Most High is separating the wheat from the tares. So he's extracted the wolves from the sheep. But you have to also know that you're among the wolves. You know, we get into a friendly vibe of if they saying the most high this and the most high that, if they're saying, these different things, if you're agreeing on different things, but you don't know the intent of the wolf's heart. You got to look at the heart of a person, not the mouth, because the mouth can say anything. The heart reveals all. He been staring it on me so much, and he had me to look at this particular person who you know who claims that they're a divine being. He just had me to look. The pictures didn't match. The picture on the, how you have your YouTube channel, the picture, and the person who was speaking didn't match. And I'm like, why? That's a red flag all day long. And I had seen it, and I was like, okay, all right. And today, for some reason, he stirred my heart. See, a wolf can say everything that you want to hear, everything you think, because they studied. The devil knows the Bible backwards and frontwards. Where did he originate from? We have to always remember that. We have to be mindful. In divine timing, you can't just link up with everybody who's saying, test the spirit. You have to, it's important that you test the spirit. And not even to say that the person who's doing the video, it could have been a person trying to hack that person's channel and put their face on that person's video. But you have to be a discerning spirit. Ask the Most High for discernment. You can't just link up with everybody who say the Most High this, divine this. Don't do that. Always test in the spirit. The picture didn't match, but the message in the heart of the person that the message was coming from matched. So I was confused. And not in confused, it made me have to investigate. That's what we are. We seers, we're investigators, psychic investigators. Your intuition points you to something. And you go and you investigate that thing, and then the whole story unravels. Once you look deeper, everything just start. You get the downloads. Everything start ringing up. My gifts don't work. My gifts work like this. I can I can walk up in a place in a crowd full of people. My intuition zeroes me in on one particular person, and then I get all this information about that person. It don't zero in 50 million people. That'd be like having me schizophrenic. I'm getting all these different downloads about all these different people at one time. But I can get several different downloads. But say, for instance, I'm in an environment where it's a shooter. I'll zero in on the shooter. It'll tell me everything that's planned and everything like that. And that's the threat of the whole atmosphere. So that's what I was zeroing on. That's how the spirit moves in me. That's just an example of one particular thing. I don't have to zero in on if somebody's having an affair with somebody, if somebody's doing shoplifting over here, unless it's pertinent to the situation or a circumstance in that environment. But if you come up in my energy and you speak to me, you come in my energy and you interact with me, then I'll get the download. Not me walking up to you. You come in my energy. This wasn't a planned thing. The doing this video, the spirit is just moving. I'm a let it move freely. Yeah, you might hear me stumbling over words because the spirit is just going. Probably because I was in meditation the majority of the night. These are things that you should already know, but I think sometimes we can it be little detail. It's the details that we need to pay attention to. Some of them come and it'll be an immediate red flag or a whole red dot on, like, stop playing with me. I know who you are and I know who sent you. And then there's some that, hey, they act so well. They act so well. It's very important at this time to pay attention to the details. The spirit keeps having me say that. I don't think this video was going to be long. It was so urgent. Pay attention to the details. The spirit just keeps on saying that. Okay, It's important. It's important for a reason. Pay attention. Pay attention. I'm always talking about me. But the Spirit wants all the divine people to pay attention to the details. They got some people that's coming around talking like us, walking like us, but their heart is far from our Father. You know how actors can play a role, you forget you watching a movie, like you'll be talking to the TV and everything and calling the people the character's name. But it's just a movie. This is how these actors are. They're just actors. They know the word. So we have to look at their heart. How many times has people told us things and their heart was far from what they told us? They told us they loved us through their lips, but their heart and their actions showed us something different. Pay attention to the details. We start and we starting to love lip service a lot. That's how people got caught up in the church. They loved the way the word was spoken when they didn't fall in love with the actual word in the heart of the person who originated where the word came from. I can sing a song, somebody else's song, and I can sing it so good. I'm just giving you an example. I can sing it so good, you'd be like, God, you sing it better than the original orders. Well, no. See, the original artist, the writer, they had emotions with that thing. I'm just copying what they did. And I could attach myself to the emotions of it to give me a longer run or whatever. However, I'm not really a singer. I'm just using this as an example. Pay attention to the details. People love the original song before I sung it. The Spirit has showed me this thing before, and I looked at it and I was, it wasn't a time for me to speak on it. It wasn't the time that the Most High wanted me to speak on it, but now it's urgent. And I know people be like, how we really know? Listen, I know you don't know me. I know you don't. I'm talking about the heart of me. I love the Most High so much I wouldn't dare, and I fear Him. I wouldn't dare come and play in y'all face and use His name. That's what I won't do. I know that by His grace and His mercy that I'm breathing here to speak. I'm not going to breathe and use the breath that he willed me to come and tell you a lie on his name, on his spirit. I just wouldn't do that. Hey, I experienced him enough to know I love him too much for that. And the kind of love that I have for him, it's a fear of disappointment. I don't want to disappoint my father. I won't lie on him. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Most High. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. See, we've been together too long, me and him. We've been together too long, and I seen where he brought me from, and I seen how much he loved me. True, unconditional love. The love to be like, okay, I'm gonna let you experience that. I'm gonna let you choose to come back to me, and then love you like you never left, or even more. I think it's even more. It, that's what it feel like. So that's what it is for me, and for anybody else, even more. See, some people don't understand. You know, you have to, and you don't have to. But a lot of people learned love from losing it, or losing it, leaving it. What have you? Then when you come back and nothing changed, they love you even more. You be like, this is love. They love me, and I know what I did when I was in my sinful nature. That's what I'm talking about. That's how the love you. I know how I literally spit in your face, how I took your vessel and misused it and slept with people that wasn't my husband. How I partook of spirits, wine, liquor. How the mouth that you gave me and the breath that you willed me each and every day, each and every second that I used to not bring you glory. Talking about me. It's amazing how spirit will come and urge me to to speak, and it's always my testimony. It's nobody else's. For we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. We overcome by the sacrifices. That's what the blood of the Lamb is. That's why He is love. He has the perfect love. A love. Unconditional. He don't He don't bring up the past. He don't bring up your faults. You do that to yourself. Sometimes you need a reminder in case you think you want a wide road. You want to widen the road, the narrow one, the narrow righteous path. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when you can unshame yourself. I never was perfect. I never claimed to be that. I tell you, I was a prodigal daughter in the poems that I wrote. It got me to the place of righteousness. That's the beauty in it. My attitude wasn't always right. My words, my actions, but for the love of the Most High, it made me change some things. It made me look at me. And I thank Him. I thank Him and I praise Him in any situation and circumstance that I'm in. Because as long as I'm living, I, I will be a living testimony to His goodness, His mercy, His love, His grace, His forgiveness. I don't try to condemn nobody or judge them. I want to pull you up, but you got to be willing to come up. And if paying attention to the details is what'll get you to see what's right, you need to pay attention to the details. We're in divine judgment. I keep saying that. Everybody's like, the Most High is judging us. He is, but not the way you think. He lets you judge yourself by your heart. You judge you. What you put out, you reap what you sow. That's the spiritual law. He's not standing over you, judging you. You're judging yourself by what you put out. Surely, the things that you put out of the abundance of your heart, it got to come back to you. Surely, the intentions that you put out for somebody else, you gotta. I mean, come on now. The scales gotta be balanced. It gotta be good for you too. What they say was good for the gander should be good for the goose. He loved you so much he let you judge you by your actions, by your intentions. That's judging your heart. The Most High is within me. So, out the abundance of the heart, my mouth speaketh. It speaketh His will, it speaketh His righteousness. One thing I can say is without my past, the ugliness of my past, I don't think I could be me. You would never know you was clean if you never been dirty. You understand that? I don't understand. You overstand that? Understanding is not comprehending. If I was never dirty, how would I know when I was clean? How would I even know what clean meant? Everybody know when they dirty. They say it. They be like, "Oh, I gotta go change clothes. I'm dirty. I gotta. Well, this. I got dirty when I did this." Thank you, Most High, for cleansing me, for cleaning me from my inside to the outside. Because when your inside is clean, your outside matches the inner. It's a lot of people clean out that outside, but they inside is not clean. And out the abundance of they heart, they mouth speak it. They look clean, but they words and stuff is real dirty. We know it. We see it. It don't even match up. We look at them, and when they start talking, we start frowning. And then we say, oh, they don't know how they look. I don't care if you could be Versace, Gucci down, Chanel down, Fendi, Louis Vuitton down. You're not fooling nobody. When their mouth speaks, my teachers, Miss Y. Scott and Miss M. Scott, I love them to death. They helped me in fixing my character as a child. And they used to say, pretty is as pretty does. The word say, "Be ye perfect as I am perfect." And people say you can't be perfect. Yes, you can. In righteousness, you seek and you do things in righteousness. That's perfectness. You follow them 10 commandments. Righteousness, perfectness, perfection. Yeah, you can have on two left shoes. You can have your hair matted or we ain't talking about that. We talking about the intentions of the heart. Your heart. You can be perfect with two left shoes on. You ain't got two left feet. Still perfect. I thank the Most High every day for using my testimony, for using me as a living testimony for others to unshame themselves. Can't nobody shame you. Only you can shame you. You give them power when you keep trying to stay hidden, keep hiding things. You were ashamed about something. Maybe you shouldn't be doing it. But if you worried about what somebody gonna think about you for the well, that's you giving them power. You giving them power over who you are, your life. Maybe you need to not give them power over your life. It's your life to live. But always choose which tree you gonna eat from. Righteousness or wickedness. Good and evil. Glass half full, glass half empty. Because the scale always will be balanced. It's a spiritual law. Reaping what you sow. I take pauses because I told y'all before the spirit be dealing with me, and that was a long pause. That's how I know that the spirit is still speaking. I'm never gonna go outside the spirit and speak something just like ad lib into it. I'm not. So on that note, thank you for this divine timing being here with me. I pray that you guys have a blessed and highly favored rest of your day. Until next divine timing.